Welcome, Patreons of the film, as well as everything else nerdy. Cheers. Got my Deadpool glass going on. Hey, you like that?
Today I'm being very sophisticated. I have a tumbler full of
Dr.
Pepper.
Oh, look at you. What do you got in there? Tumbler.
Dr. Pepper.
Oh. Hey,
because I'm hardcore as fuck.
There you go. What is that in my... Okay. Whoops. Sorry. I had my other window open and it started playing an ad. Hey, that's how we get paid. That's how we get paid, folks. What's happening, everybody? Dave the Film Junkie here. Welcome to another live broadcast, our podcast that we haven't done in a bit because our schedules were kind of shitty last week. With me, as always, of course, is James. How's it going, James?
Hi. It's going very well. Thank you very much.
Good, good. All right. So, yeah, we were trying to get this going last week, but stuff got scheduled.
Yeah, the in-laws visited.
Yeah, you had some in-laws going on.
Yeah, and just plain, I've just been plain sick.
Yeah, sicko. Poor guy. Still adapting to that desert air, man. That's what it is.
Yeah, it's. I think you're probably right. It's 104 here today.
Oh yeah, here comes that heat. Yeah, I know. It was pretty warm over here too. Got up almost to the 90s, I guess, or I don't know. When I got back into my house, like it's still hot in here. I got the windows all open and a fan on me right now. So yeah, I'm supposed to get to the hundreds this weekend. That's gonna be fun.
I bought a Nest.
Oh yeah, I saw that. You posted about that. Yeah.
I just needed to sort of try and get the temperature, like try and save our electricity bill, because at the moment it's $160 a month because of the aircon, and it's just way too much. So the Nest is supposed to help bring that down. So that's the plan. Yeah,
I wouldn't mind getting me one of those when I get a nice.
Very pretty.
Yeah, it looks pretty. Anyways, basically, well, if anybody's watching that, follows my shit, I didn't do a Captain America Civil War spoiler review because I thought I'd save it for a spoiler chat with my good buddy James.
Yes.
Saves me the trouble of, doing that editing stuff like that. I was going to do it, but it was just like, I'll just do it like that instead. So did I spell Chatness?
Well, it's a nice idea. You did the proper review, didn't you? So
yeah, I did the normal review, and of course I loved it. It was great. So yeah, we're gonna kind of go through it and talk about it, and feel free to ask questions throughout. We'll try to answer as many as possible. So here we go. What did you think?
We'll try and take it chronologically through the movie. Yeah. Is that what we're gonna do?
Yeah. I've already seen it like 3 times.
Nice.
So, anyways, what did you think of the movie, James?
I thoroughly enjoyed it. It was, I can honestly say I haven't watched a bad superhero movie since maybe. Well, I didn't like Iron Man 3 very much.
Oh, okay. But you were one of those that didn't like the Shane Black Iron Man 3.
Yeah, I am a nerd enough and old enough to remember a time where we didn't get Superman movies, or we didn't get superhero movies every couple of months. We got them every few
years.
Yeah. And so I never complain about a movie too much. No. But Iron Man 3 is the worst of the bunch as far as I'm concerned. I mean, Robert Downey Jr. is cracking just generally, but Iron Man 3, it wasn't great. Yeah. But when it comes to Civil War, seems to be the culmination of everything Marvel's learned about how to make movies went into this movie. And I'm not saying it was flawless, but there wasn't a point in it where I went, oh, you know what? Maybe that wasn't all that. Maybe that wasn't a great bit. It felt polished all throughout.
I would say the only time I kind of cringed was when Hawkeye and Black Widow were fighting, and we're still friends, right? Depends on how hard you hit me. I kind of went, yeah. I didn't like. I was like, but we'll talk about that. We'll get to that point. Other than that, I enjoyed it too. Of course, I've seen it like 3 times now. It's a great flick. But I actually will say this, and it's not the popular vote. I still like Winter Soldier better. Just saying it.
I enjoyed Winter Soldier a lot.
Yeah.
For me, it's one of the Yeah, it hit all the right spots. It was darker than most of them. I watched it. When did I watched it recently? Actually, I think I watched it with my old man, and who refuses to watch Deadpool, which is upsetting.
Oh,
I know.
Does he not like harsh language and explicit content?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, he doesn't like. He's not an R-rated kind of a guy. So, but I still think he'd find it funny. You know, like I think they should release a PG-13 version on the Blu-ray.
That'd be so difficult though with all that in there. But it actually would be. It would be kind of funny if they shot a scene specifically where they make fun of the beeps, or they make fun of like the dubbed in like PG-13. Yeah, like animal, you know, and just like he. Comments about that. He breaks the fourth wall. Comments about that. That could work.
Yeah.
But yeah, well, maybe they'll do something like that for Deadpool.
Just before we get back to Civil War, and we are talking about Deadpool, I got this really good conversation on Tumblr. I think I posted it to you. I thought you'd appreciate it, where somebody was saying how he should be in the next X-Men movie, and knowing it's a PG-13.
Oh yeah. You posted that. Yeah. You said.
Yeah, he's saving the one F-bomb all the way through, just making sure it's going to be the best one, and then Wolverine steals it because he knows he's in a movie and nobody else does.
Why? You know what sucks is the fact that right now, currently, Mr. Hugh Jackman is shooting his last Wolverine movie.
Yeah,
and it just makes me sad with all the good shit that could be coming out now that he's leaving. It's like we got Deadpool, and it's like we need a rematch between those two because let's face facts, the Origins fight was not too
it's not right.
Yeah, we don't need a teleporting sewn mouth shut Ryan Reynolds shirtless with a bunch of weird fucking shit on his chest. We didn't need that. We need like an actual God. Well, you never know. He might make a cameo in Wolverine 3. You never know. Who knows?
That would be nice. Even if it was something very brief, it would be fun.
Yes, just something. Yeah. You know, wink at the fans a little bit. I think sometimes directors don't want to wink at fans. Sometimes it's like, just do it right.
Yeah, but then they get smashed if they do, don't they? You know, they get.
Well, not all the time. Not if they do. I think if they were to do it to the right things, like, I mean, for instance, like Batman vs Superman, we should have saw a shaking of the hands. You know, that just would have been a wink, a nice little wink because I feel everybody would have cheered once we saw a close up of the glove and the hand just coming together. You know, just something like that. Not something like too fucking over the top, like, you know. Nothing like that, but I'm just talking about just little things, you know. But it's all good. Anyways, back to Civil War. We're kind of getting off topic. So anyway, so Civil War starts off with Bucky, of course. Apparently Captain America's boyfriend, which a lot of people are hoping for. Let's not get on that subject. We don't have to go down that road. Luckily, that campaign only lasted for a day. We all had fun, and it was dumb, and a lot of people wrote some stupid articles, and I did a little bit of a rant video about it, but that's besides the point. So we see Bucky. He's, of course, being released out of his little cryogenic frost nap, and we get a sense of the character that he's very Manchurian Candidate, where if he hears certain words, he's basically activated, where he's just going to accept orders and go kill somebody.
Yeah,
and he does, and it's just like some car on a random road in the hills. And and something's in the trunk that he gets. And that's pretty much it we get with that. Which, of course, then we eventually find out what's going on with that. But then we, of course, meet up with our new Avengers. We got Scarlet Witch, we got Black Widow, Captain America, Falcon. And they're tracking down Mr. Crossbones, or Rumlow, whoever you want to call him.
Crossbones.
Yeah. I think I kind of wish they utilized Crossbones a little more. It seemed like it was too quick, but I mean, one thing I always tell people about these movies too is like they only have so much time to get.
Yeah, and especially with something like this, which is a huge movie as it is.
Yeah,
special mention to Black Widow for this particular scene, because you notice how like the Falcon goes after the wrong guy. And the Scarlet Witch is pretty ineffectual right up until the end. But Black Widow kicks the living bejesus out of everybody she's supposed to, and stops the guy getting away with the thing he's trying to get away with. She does everything right. She's so good in this movie.
Yeah, she kicks a lot of ass in this movie.
Yeah. I really enjoyed the female heroes in Civil War. They really showed them really well. You know, like the side that says, you know, we have depth in a way that, like, they're maybe not shown before, and they just kick ass, man.
Yeah, and I like how the fact that they didn't mention Quicksilver. You know, the death of Quicksilver. They didn't bring that into this movie. She had her own other struggles, which of course was the ending of this scene where she messed up a little bit. I mean, as much as she didn't mess up, she messed up. And a lot of people,
because she just went straight up. If you gone that way slightly,
but I mean, before that, Jesus Christ, when Cap just comes roaring in. I mean, the stunt work in this movie was just top notch too. Yeah. I mean, some of it looked painful. I mean, I'm pretty sure some of it was just flawless CGI, but there were some moments there I was just like, geez. I mean, there's a moment where Cap just like falls out a window and then hits a truck and then hits the ground and all in one shot. And I'm going, was that an actual stuntman that did that? Because that had to hurt. Yeah. I mean, no amount of cushion. But you know, there probably was cushion there somewhere, and you just didn't see it.
I'd imagine it was. Yeah. The building was kind of real. Then the truck was green screen. The ground was green screen, and it
was cushion. Yeah.
And they were mats,
but still, it looked pretty flawless. And then the fighting and everything, and then Falcon's little Red Wing, that was cool. The little droid.
He's cool.
Yeah, pet him.
That's marketing, isn't it? That is marketing.
It is.
You know, like,
I mean, in the comic books, he actually had a Falcon that he communicated with.
Yeah.
So they're not going to see. That's another thing I tell people too, is like, you got to make shit work for the big screen.
Oh, definitely.
Some of the shit in the comic books are not going to work.
A red wing drone. Is going to be a big seller. You know?
Exactly, because we're in the age of drones. You know, of course, this was a highly more sophisticated one, but who knows what the fuck the government has? They probably have something like that.
Oh, no doubt.
Yeah. X-ray vision. They're probably looking at us right now. I'm not wearing pants. It's hot in here. So we got that whole scene, and then of course the bomb, the Crossbones just is like, he knows he was gonna die. He was like, he's gonna take Captain America out no matter what. And that was a pretty cool little scene. You know, she freezes the whole explosion and then tries to get him out of there. And she kind of just messed up a little bit, which, you know, she's still learning. Everybody messes up. But I mean, for the most part, even though some people got blown up, a lot of more people would have died if that whole explosion would have happened right there on the ground. So
exactly.
Yeah. So, I mean, you can't, but I mean, of course, it does have to lead into Thunderbolt Ross, of course, coming back. But then actually the next scene is where we see a very young Robert Downey Jr., which really blew my mind.
Yeah.
God damn, that the way they're doing that CGI is just crazy.
I think it was because everybody saw the work they did with Ant-Man and went, shit, that's good. That they did it with this. And he does look like he did in the movies when he was young.
Yeah. Well, that's what they said. They said they referenced some of the early 90s movies that he was in. I think Less Than Zero he was in. Movie, and then of course he just reenacted it, and then they just did it. I'm just like, wow.
Yeah, it was great.
Somebody asked, why is Hawkeye in the movie? Well, he's got to be in there somewhere.
He is an Avenger. Until they kill him off, he's got to be allowed in.
I mean, they almost, he said he was retired, but, they had to bring him back a little bit, They had to do something like that. Anyways, so we see like a little flashback scene, and they bring back older Howard Stark, and then we see his mom. I don't think we ever saw his mom in previous movies. Did we?
No, I don't think so.
Okay, so we see, but a young Robert Downey Jr., pretty awesome, pretty amazing. And of course, it's all an augmented reality from his memories that he has, that he's talking about at this conference or whatever, that MIT, I think it was, right?
Yeah, it's an MIT fair thing.
Fair. And of course, he's telling everybody that everybody's gonna be granted to do their work, which is cool. They're showing like how Tony Stark is just an awesome human being now, and he wants everybody to flourish. And then we kind of get like, oh, he was supposed to introduce Pepper Potts, but he didn't. And he has like this look on his face, and you're like, huh, what happened to Pepper. But we eventually find out that, yeah, they are taking a time out. And one of the reasons why he's taking a time out is because of what happened in Iron Man 3, I would imagine. And because he mentions that he blew up his suits, but then, he still wants to be the hero. He still wants to do both. And then that leads. See, a lot of people, there were some people, and I could see what their gripes were, like why Iron Man chose the side of, Thunderbolt Ross, even though he was all anti-government before and everything. And I'm just going, well, Avengers, the first Avengers, kind of responsible. They used his power to open the portal. Avengers 2, definitely his fault because he created Ultron. Yeah. So a lot of things that have happened have been because of him. Not to mention, even though after the first Iron Man, 8 years ago, he still was responsible for a lot of bad shit, creating these weapons before he was Iron Man. So that's still
and he has PTSD.
Yeah, he's still. I know he almost died in the first Avengers. I mean, we saw that in the third Iron Man movie. He was just he's just bugging out. He's always been struggling, and then of course, Pepper, the love of his life. He's obviously that's not working out right now.
Well, she can only take so much.
Yeah, exactly.
That's the thing. Like any woman can only take so much of, of being consistently. I mean, the man's got such a big ego. Like, it's very difficult to be the foil for that all the time. It must be tiring to have to keep going. You know what? Like, just stop it, Tony.
Yeah, exactly. And Vindictator Dick. I can't even say his name right. He's asking, did the lady in the elevator have a gun? I don't think she had a gun. She just had a picture. She just wanted to make him feel bad.
Yeah. And she did.
Yeah, she did. She didn't exactly need to. He was already feeling like shit. She just kind of twisted the knife in his heart a little more. That's about it. I was like, that scene wasn't too much needed because he was already feeling like shit. I mean, this whole thing was already building up. We already saw it building up throughout the whole movies. There was an excellent supercut, Civil War supercut of all the movies that was building up to this, and you could really see where all this is coming from. You see the build up. I mean, him and Steve never got along from the beginning. I mean,
they're two completely different people.
Exactly. Right from the beginning. I mean, Stark's making jokes like when they were in the jet. He's already cracking jokes, and Steve. One of the first things he says is like, "Yeah, Fury didn't say he was calling you in. Like, God damn it, why are you here?" Kind of thing, almost.
Yeah.
So we saw it from the beginning, which is great. So of course, Mr. Thunderbolt Ross, or what is it, Secretary of State Ross, is he now?
I think he is. Yeah.
Yeah. Isn't that what he said? Vision said that. A little bit of a cheesy scene where he's coming through the wall. It was funny. It's kind of funny seeing Vision in like a sweater and
and slacks.
Collar, and slacks. It was pretty funny to see him wearing that. That was cool. And then of course
that's a nod. That's a nod to the comic books where he's trying to be a normal,
trying to be human.
For, Wanda.
Exactly. And then later when he's trying to cook a pinch of
Yeah.
He had no idea. Yeah, he's trying to adapt to his new life, of course. So of course then we get all that. We get the Sokovia Accords, basically stating that the government has to be like, okay, Avengers, go over there. Which that would be that's a tough call. I mean, if something's happening like a big alien invasion, was the government going to think twice about it? Probably not. But you
can also see the problems that are behind that. The fact that the government the World Council were the ones who wanted to nuke New York City.
Yeah, true. That's very true.
So if they wanted to send the Avengers off to do something that the Avengers disagreed with, what can the Avengers do?
True. That's very true. Yeah, that's a good point.
That's the whole crux of Steve's argument, isn't it? Like Captain America's argument is what I really like, we talk about Iron Man and the fact that it's weird because at the first Iron Man he was anti-government. Well, the first Captain America, Steve was pro-government. He was pro-army, following orders.
Again, we're seeing that build up, and then they reverse.
Because
Because you would think that Steve would be all about orders.
Exactly,
you know? Yeah.
exactly. But Steve realized in Winter Soldier that he couldn't be led by people who had a country's interest at heart.
Which is one of the things I loved about Winter Soldier, because right from the beginning, he complains that he's like Fury's cleanup guy, you know?
Yeah, yeah.
He goes somewhere, and then, of course, like when they go on that ship, he thinks he's going there to like rescue people, and then all of a sudden, you know, Natasha has a whole other fucking mission where she's downloading shit, and she almost fucks up the whole mission.
Yeah,
you know, and then he's just like pissed off. That's what, I mean, I'm not saying it was a lot, but I just still like Winter Soldier just a little bit more.
Well, it set the scene perfectly for Civil War.
And it was just a full-on Captain America movie. This one, yes, it's a Captain America movie, but little Avengers 2.5. Yeah.
I mean, Avengers 2.5 you know,
which I'm not complaining about. We'll get to like that scene, which was probably like the best scene ever. Fucking,
I think we could do a podcast just
on that scene, right? Jesus Christ. Anyway, so of course we got the Sokovia shit, and then there's arguments. We see that. We even see that Tony is like, he's kind of struggled with it too. Like he doesn't like that he's going along with it a little bit, but at the same time, he's like, we got to do this, which is good. And then
I think what Tony means is he needs to be regulated. I don't think any of the other fucking Avengers do.
Mainly because he's got to be put in check with all this craziness. I'm creating humanity hating robots anymore.
Helpful.
Yeah. So then we get we get the obviously Peggy Carter died. That's right, Peggy Carter. Remember he loved her, not Bucky. Yeah. He loves Bucky in a different way. Anyways,
there's nothing wrong. There's nothing wrong with loving a dude without wanting to get in his pants.
There isn't. And see, that's what pissed me off about that article. That article that came out with basically the writer was stating that no man can have love for another man without being gay. And I'm just like, wow. Yeah, I was like, just settle down. I mean, there's plenty of gay comic book characters that they could campaign to get movies and do it. Yeah. And there's even been characters like Iceman and X-Men. He's actually gay in the comic books, or they made him gay. In the movies. Campaign for that. Anyways, so he gets the call that Peggy died in her sleep, and then truly like a unique love story, and that's what I stated too in my little video about all that. Was she didn't really look at him like that at first because he was a little skinny little dude. But she saw the heart. She saw the heart right away. She saw what he was all about, which is what was great. And then of course once he got all boom, and then he started kicking ass. Of course, normally, now the attracted. She started being attracted to him, of course, because now he's got big, huge muscles and everything. Good-looking dude. And then, of course, he still has that heart. So now it's like double, And, we finally see that build up, and we see the kiss towards the end. But then look what has to happen. He has to put the freaking ship into the ice. And that's I remember I even watched it over the weekend, that part. That's a pretty, like, heart-wrenching part, He has to do that, And then he wakes up 70 years later, and that the last line in the movie is like, I had a date, and that's it, and that was just like, it's touching. And then in the second movie, he visits her. She's old, dying in bed.
That was really, that was heartbreaking. Like,
that was big time heartbreaking.
Because she's got either Alzheimer's or dementia at this point.
Yep. And she doesn't. Doesn't she like repeat herself like, Steve, you're here, or something like that?
Yeah, exactly. And you can see the look of it was really well acted as well, because you can see her excitement and his how upset he is. And then when she actually passes away, and it's done really well. He goes and he's the bearer at the funeral, and she gets honors. It looks like we would like a state funeral, what we call a state funeral. So
and then we find out that Sharon Carter is her niece, which is cool.
Agent 13.
Agent 13, which she kicks ass too.
We like her.
Yeah, and then so he finds that out, and then Natasha shows up and lets him know who signed the accords, so we start getting the sides going, and then she goes off to where'd they go? I forgot exactly where they went to. It wasn't Wakanda where they went to, somewhere else. I forgot. Shit. Anyways, we get introduced to T'Challa. That's what his name is?
Yes. Oh, they go to UN, don't they? So they go to
Something
Brussels.
like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
I always mess
No,
up.
Brussels.
I always mess up which one is Black Panther. What's his actual name? T'Challa, right?
T'Challa, yeah, and his dad is T'Chaka.
Yeah, that's right. Okay, so we finally get introduced to him, and I even made the crack like, yeah, Chadwick Boseman, man, he can give Will Smith a thing or two about accents. Just a little stab, you know.
So, should we deep dive into the Panther, or should we talk about the scene? How did you feel about Black Panther?
Oh, I loved him
as a character.
I thought he was great. Yeah, I mean, of course, his drive, of course, was his father getting killed, which is a lot of comic book characters' drives, which is fine. I hate it when people complain about that. It's like, well, there's only so many ways that you can make a character have like this drive in him to do so. I liked Chadwick Boseman as an actor. Ever since I saw 42, the Jackie Robinson story, I thought, okay, this guy is pretty good actor. I didn't see that not Rick James. I'm totally drawing a blank right now. That movie that he did, another biography movie. I didn't see it, but I heard he did well. So I was looking forward to it, and I think he knocked it out of the park. When we first get introduced to him, which Captain America, they finally track down Bucky. Cap goes to him, says there's a bunch of people coming. We got to get out of here. Yeah. And then people start storming. There's a fucking awesome hallway fight scene that happens. Well, they had some of the fight coordinators from John Wick do some of the fighting.
Oh, really?
Choreography. Yeah, I read that. I'm like, it shows because they did an awesome job in John Wick, and they did a fantastic job in this too. That stairwell sequence is just fucking awesome. Yeah. So we have all that, and then we finally get our introduction after Bucky just jumps onto the other roof, which was a cool little shot. We see the suit is just fucking awesome looking. It's full on. Yeah. What is it? Not adamantium. Vibranium. I always get those two mixed up.
Yeah.
Two different universes. Well, at least in the movies. Anyways, and he's got the claws. He's got everything. He just and yeah. I mean, a lot of that, I'm pretty sure. I read that it was Chadwick Boseman did a lot of his own work, a lot of his own choreography.
Yeah, I bet he did. Yeah.
He also, I guess, he's one of those method actors too. He stayed in character off camera as well. So,
really?
Yeah. I mean, his accent was pretty good. I mean, I know.
Yeah. Well, I remember. What was it? The guy who plays House. Hugh Laurie. He said that when he was doing the thing, he just stayed in his American accent all day until he got home.
I would think that would help.
Yeah, because switching back and forth just makes it more difficult. So it makes sense. I thought Black Panther was one of the standout parts of the whole movie for me. It's exactly how I wanted to see him: thoughtful, intelligent, driven.
But he wasn't like driven with like rage. He kind of just kept it in. Yeah, he had a controlled rage. He knew what he wanted to do, and it was cool. Like, I mean, that whole action sequence was cool. Like in the tunnel, and they're all just running past cars. That was just freaking nutty. And then Cap gets into a car. Black Panther's like on.
Yeah, because he just can't keep up.
He can't. He can't keep up with these guys. It's like, holy shit. And then Falcon gets involved, and like Black Panther latches onto him. I mean, Black Panther was just trying everything just to get to Bucky, and then he gets launched at Bucky and just like clips the freaking tire, and then Bucky, of course, falls off the motorcycle. Yeah. And then there's just that awesome sequence where Cap just like turns the car and just hops out of it, starts running as it starts flipping behind him. I'm like, Jesus Christ.
That was great.
That was a pretty, fucking.
Yeah, he was great. Like the vibranium suit's fantastic. Yeah. A little bit of nerdy trivia for you. Adamantium is a vibranium alloy.
Oh yeah, there you go. Yeah,
so, I remember. Vibranium's the base. Yeah, that's it. So vibranium's the base metal, and then adamantium's the alloy. Yeah. So they can make it soft enough to go on the bones. So
that's true. Yeah, there you go.
That's how they did it. And then, but the vibranium suit's great. The claws are fucking badass.
The mask looks great. Yeah, and I love how he just takes off the mask right there. Huh?
Yeah, everything about him was just spot on for me. Yeah. Like he's the realization of a character that feels like he's just stepped out of a comic book in a way that like a lot of them don't. So really enjoyed it.
Yeah, I like how he just takes off the mask when all the cops or everybody shows up, and they're just like, "Oh, it's you, Your Highness." Jesus.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's it. He could have gone diplomatic immunity.
Yeah, right. Yeah, that would have been funny. Yeah. So we got all that, and then of course they take him. They. Oh yeah, we forgot about Zemo because this movie didn't really need the villain so much.
No.
Yeah.
No.
I mean, I would. It's funny.
It all worked. It all worked without him.
It did. It didn't need him to puppet them, which is kind of funny because you could draw some parallels to Batman versus Superman. It's like, oh, well, Zemo was, doing some puppeteering with these two, and Lex Luthor was doing the same thing over here. It was like that was kind of like I was trying my best. Not even in my reviews was I comparing both the movies because they're two different styles or two different, and I like them both in their individual ways. But it is kind of funny how there are some parallels. This being one of them. But I think Lex Luthor was much more essential in that movie. Zemo, not so much. It didn't need to necessarily have him, because it's like, okay, it's the story of a guy in Avengers 2, his family got killed, and now he wants payback. Okay, cool. We didn't really need him, but
like his was the massive plot hole in the story.
Yeah,
like the very end bit. I mean, I don't want to skip too far ahead, but the very end part where we see the Iron Man Bucky Cap fight relies on Iron Man to change his mind and come and follow them.
That's very true. Very true.
Which Baron Zemo, there's no way he could have predicted that happening.
Yeah,
so his plan was
convenient.
Flawed. Yeah, exactly.
So they didn't need that. They could have figured out a different way for that to be drawn out because it was a cool little plot twist. As it kept rolling on, I was like, oh, I bet you. I wonder if I didn't guess it right away, but as it was like building up towards the end, I was like, oh yeah. But yeah, you're right. They didn't really need that, and he was kind of just he wasn't even donning the Zemo mask. Which they had concept art for, which looked really cool actually. But maybe they'll save him for something else. Who knows? I mean, he's not dead. We know that.
No.
So we got all that building up, and then of course, they have Bucky in captive, and then Zemo infiltrates that. They have like a EMP bomb thing go off.
That bit was very good.
Yeah, that was pretty cool. And then of course he starts reading off the words that's going to set him off. Bucky gets set off. Cap and Falcon try to intervene, and then there's like a cool little fight scene right there.
Yeah.
With all of them, and then everybody tries to take on Bucky. It's fucking awesome because then you get Natasha jumping in there, and you get Agent 13 jumping in there, and then Black Panther jumps in there without the Black Panther, just T'Challa, just jumps in there. So everybody's trying to take him down. Even Tony without his shit too. He just got the glove, which I still love that scene. That look on his face, like, what the fuck? You're just trying to shoot me, asshole. Yeah. So
there's a really good bit with so with T'Challa, does he have superpowers?
Yeah, see, that's what I'm wondering too, because he has to, or is it the suits?
To, right?
I
mean, he can run insanely fast.
Yeah, he's got to have something. But see, I like that. It wasn't like an origin story for Black Panther. We're gonna find that out in the Black Panther movie,
in the actual movie.
So I love
my God, they've got some good people in that.
Yeah, they're dynamite cast, and then with all those people that are gonna be in it, and then we got Andy Serkis being the villain. Come on, Jesus Christ.
And John Boyega. It looks like John Boyega might be in it as well.
Yeah, they got Michael B. Jordan. Yeah, see, Marvel Studios is like, hey, we say we have this outreach program for human torches. We just kind of bring them over here. That's pretty much what it is. It's like we have this we save you guys. Come on, you guys are getting shit movies. We'll bring you over here.
Man, if him and Steve Rogers meet, there's got to be a nod towards the fact that they've both been the Torch.
You know what? It'd be a perfect little not with those two. Okay, but you know what I want to see in Infinity War? I want to see a scene where everybody's together and they're talking about stuff. And Tony Stark is standing next to Stephen Strange. And when they say something, I want somebody to look at them and say, "No shit, Sherlock."
Yeah,
because they both played Sherlock. Wouldn't that be awesome? So they could do both too. I mean, but I hear Michael B. Jordan might be playing a bad guy, but yeah, they could still kind of shoehorn something in there.
I think he might end up playing not a bad guy, but somebody who thought he would be better as the Panther.
Like a competitive person.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So he's not necessarily a bad guy. He's just the protagonist or the antagonist of the story. You know, like they're both honorable people, but they both think that they're best for the role. You know, so they have to fight. They have to battle it out. You know, but
yeah, and so that's going to be interesting to see what goes on with there, because I don't know a lot about Black Panther. I really don't. So I don't know. Yeah, like you said, I don't know if he has superpowers or it's something, magical, or something. Because he has that ring. They show that ring, and then that his father was wearing, and then he talks about, and then he puts it on as he says he's going to go kill Bucky. But so where were we at? Okay, so Bucky escapes. What the hell? What's the next part? Drawing a blank. Brain is going.
I think we're getting close now, aren't we? Yeah. Like this is the point where
Tony is talking to Natasha, saying like they're understaffed on their side, so she has the idea of getting Black Panther, and then he goes, I have an idea too, and he says, she goes, where's yours at? And he says. And then it shows Queens, and then you're like, all right, here we go. Here's our new Peter Parker, and Tom Holland knocked it out. Fucking knocked it out, man.
Before we talk about Tom Holland, let's talk about Hot Aunt May.
Oh, Jesus Christ. And I love how they made that Robert Downey Jr. kept making reference to that. Usually hot aunt, God damn. Yeah. I love Miss Marissa Tomei. Always had a crush. And it's funny, too, because she is 50 years old, but she does not look it at all.
Yeah, she looks fantastic. I'm really looking forward to seeing how it works, because obviously we've got the youngest Spider-Man that we've had.
Yeah, so there's no problem having a young Aunt May. I know a lot of people are griping about that, but it's like, what? Marissa Tomei is an Academy Award-winning actress, and I actually like that dynamic. You can actually kind of see it too, where there's going to be that dynamic where it's like they're going to bust each other's chops. Especially her busting his chops that we saw in that secret scene at the end. Where she supports him, but she's like, you be careful there, tough guy, like I'm watching you, so that's going to be an interesting dynamic to see. We're going to see some of that. But Marissa Tomei, anyways, I always had a crush on her.
Yeah, Tom Holland has made me want to watch a Spider-Man movie for the first time in a long time,
Yeah, I mean, he definitely was the show stealer as well when he showed up. I think he's definitely, even just with the little time we had with him, he's probably the best of the Spider-Mans. They all had their good things about him. I mean, I always thought Tobey Maguire was a little too whiny at times. He was also a little too old, I thought, to be like when they showed him in high school, and then and then Andrew Garfield was a little too emo-y, and he did crack some jokes, but it was just a lot of shit happened to his Spider-Man where he was just, I don't know.
Yeah, he had major angst problems going on, didn't he? But I'll always be grateful for the Tobey Maguire Spider-Man, just because it was what launched Marvel into the big time.
It is. I think the first Spider-Man was a great Spider-Man movie. The second one is still in my top 10 of favorites. Superhero movies. The second Spider-Man movie was like, it still holds up. Like, it's the best of Spider-Man so far. It's just the entire story and the struggles that Peter had to go through was just like big time. They just emphasized the shit out of it, and it was just a well-written movie and directed movie. So I still think Spider-Man 2 is just up there. We'll see what happens with Homecoming. But as for Tom Holland, it's great that we have, and he's got the Queen's accent too. You hear that in his voice. He's got the accent, which is, I've never heard that before.
Which Captain America notices.
Yeah. I love that. Yeah, we'll get to that. Yeah, I love that little like, where are you from? Queens. And he's just like, Brooklyn.
Brooklyn.
And, yeah, it's just like a little nod, like, yeah, okay, we'll be cool, you know. I like that. I love how they added that in there. But yeah, Tony shows up and said that he's got some grant money coming, or he won or something like that. It was pretty funny.
That's right. Yeah.
And then they go into his room and he shows them footage of him, being Spider-Man. Of course, Peter's acting like, no, that stuff on YouTube is fake and blah, blah, blah. And it's a funny little scene. That right there was like, yes, because we know that Robert Downey Jr. is going to be in Spider-Man Homecoming. So that dynamic that they have, the chemistry was great. It was absolutely great. And did you hear about the whole fan theory? Did you see my little post? Okay, well, apparently there's a fan theory. Of course, it's obviously not true, but they could run with it. There's a scene at the end of Iron Man 2. There's a scene where a little kid is at the expo, and one of those drones is like right there, and he's wearing an Iron Man mask and has an Iron Man glove.
Yeah.
And he just holds it up. People are saying that that's Peter Parker. It's interesting. Okay. The reason why it actually checks out because I'm sure they were not even intent. They didn't have the rights, but they could actually roll with it if they wanted to. Who knows if they will? Yeah. Because that took place 6 years ago. Spider-Man is about 15 or 16 years old, so that means he was about 8 or 9, and that kid was about 8 or 9. The Stark Expo took place in Queens.
Of course it did, yeah.
Yeah, so there we have that, and we know that Peter Parker is a fan of Tony Stark.
Yeah.
They could run with that if they wanted to. It was an interesting theory, so I posted about it. Not a bad theory. Like, out of all the crazy fan theories that are out there about all these other movies, that one I was actually like, they were not intending that, for sure, but they could actually say, like in Spider-Man Homecoming, he could just mention it, like, hey, you realize you saved my life one time and blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
He could do that if they wanted to, but who knows what
there we go. Yeah. I was hoping he'd turn up in the Iron Spider outfit.
Oh, yeah. Well, we'll see. Yeah, but that was mainly a Civil War thing, yeah.
Yeah. I've got the figure. Somewhere around, I've got a hero click.
Yeah, I know.
Iron Spider.
A lot of people were wondering if we were going to see that, but again, you only have so much time to fit so much, He needed to get his.
When has Tony Stark ever given anybody a fucking Iron Man suit? Right? Why hasn't Black Widow got an Iron Man suit?
Well, she's gotten some tech from him. That's
great, but let's give her some bulletproof fucking armor rather than a leotard.
Yeah, well,
she deserves an Iron Man suit.
Yeah.
Iron Widow.
Iron Widow. That'd be an interesting one.
You can't tell me that wouldn't look badass.
Yeah, it would look badass, but they got to keep it to the source material ish.
Yeah.
So it's a cool little scene. I love when he pulls out the webbing and traps Tony, and they said all that blah blah blah, and then he goes, "Get me out of this,"
Yeah.
Cool little ending.
He's still stuck there going
I like how he called him "You're the Spiderling, the crime fighting spider boy," and then Peter's just like, "Come on, man, Spider-Man,"
I'm a man,
which is funny because a lot of people, who don't really know the books. And I've talked to, they just basically have seen the movies like, well, why is he so young? I'm all, well, that's how he started. He got
Spider-Man was always young.
Yes, he's always started off young. Yes.
Yeah. Miles Morales is 15.
Yeah, it's always been young. And so people are like, well, is he Spider Boy? So they kind of, and this is what I love about the writing is they're poking fun of what people are like, what the fuck?
Already saying,
Even like the Aunt May thing, everybody's like, why is she so young? And it's like, well, they made fun of that. Tony Stark says you're unusually hot aunt,
Yeah, they're writing their own cinema sins.
Yeah, exactly. But they're doing it in such a crafty way, which makes the story work.
Yeah.
And so we get that, and we get to Germany. We have a scene, the last scene with Agent 13. Finally get a kiss from them.
Berlin, aren't they?
Yeah. Oh, nice watch, by the way. It's beautiful.
Oh, thank you. It's the G-Watch.
Yeah, you told me about it.
It's nice.
Looking pretty. Yeah. Anyways, that was our tech portion of the podcast, guys. Right there. We just shoehorned it in. That was all planned. We worked it out. We acted it out about 5 times before that happened. Anyways, so we get to Germany, and then of course at age of 13 we get that kiss, and then of course those funny little the banter between Falcon and Bucky was pretty funny too. Like you just tell like Wilson was not having it. He just did not. He doesn't like Bucky because of all the shit that's been happening. So there's I mean, he knows that he has to be cool with him, but he's kind of a dick to him. He's kind of dickish. They're kind of dickish to each other, but it's fun.
Yeah.
So we get all that, and then finally we get we had that scene too, of course, where Wanda is at the base or whatever. Like she's basically ordered to stay where she is, and Vision's keeping an eye. And what's great about that scene is like you could see Vision is having trouble with certain emotions that he's feeling, because we know that in the books, they do. He
falls in love. Yeah.
And you could see that brewing up, and he doesn't really know how to deal with it because he's trying to follow orders as well as trying to be nice to her as much as possible. Like he's trying to cook food, like food from her country, and it's not doing a good job. And then she's like, "Oh, I can go get some stuff." And then he goes, "Well, we could just order a pizza and blah, blah, blah." And then he stops her. And then, of course, Hawkeye shows up, which was a cool little scene because he's always out of his element, but he still tries so hard. He tries so hard. He's adorable.
And we all know that the Vision is
you can't beat him.
Insanely OP.
Well, that's why he shoots the arrows that's going to zap him and stops him first. And then, of course, Wanda is like reluctant, and then he gets out of it. So he's just like, fuck. And he just tries his best. But luckily, she like steps up and like brings him down, which was a cool, which was cool too, because you at this point we're going, Vision is unstoppable. Oh wait, nope. I mean, in the can fuck some shit up. I mean, we saw that at the end of Avengers 2 when she got all super pissed and she started fucking some people up. But she brings them down, and then so then we fast forward to the parking garage, and then we finally get some Scott Lang back in there, and that was, of course, just hilarious. He was just so funny. And
the whole bit was great.
Yeah. I mean, it was funny, too, because not only did this movie make people look forward to Black Panther and the standalone Spider-Man movie, there are some people that want to go back and watch Ant-Man now. Like the first time I saw it, my buddy, he didn't see Ant-Man, but he's like, I want to see Ant-Man now. Like, it was hilarious. I'm like, it's
my R-rated hating dad. Said the same thing. He went back and watched Ant-Man. Because
people who were like didn't want to give Ant-Man a chance now are giving Ant-Man a chance, realizing that this character's funny. Paul Rudd is just always fantastic. I love it. Captain America, I'm shaking your hand too long. I love how he was but see, that's the thing. That's what I loved about Ant-Man and Spider-Man. They were both trying to impress Tony and Steve so much. It was great. Like they were both like big fanboys trying to impress both of these, and that's what was cool seeing when obviously when the scene started, and that when the scene was about to start, the build up. You see Captain just walking, and then and then Tony stops him, and then War Machine and everything. It was just like I remember just like I was at the first time I watched, I was at one of those luxury ones where you recline. I actually like moved my chair up because I was like, okay, here we go. Here comes that scene, and oh my God, was it such a great scene? Jesus,
the airport scene, forever known as. It was spot on.
And,
it was brilliant.
Yeah, it was. But I love how before it all started, there was an announcement that they're evacuating the airport. Yeah. See what happens when people talk about casualties in movies? Both Batman and Superman, Batman vs Superman and Captain America had to make sure that it was, hey, there's no people here while shit's going on. That's just the way it is. It's dumb.
It's just not what happens.
Yes.
It's not what happens in comic books.
There has to be casualties when shit happens, but people make it seem like it's like these are real movies.
Unrealistic.
And it sucks that they have to like throw that in there. It's probably a studio thing too. Like, make sure that it's all evacuated. Because I remember at the end of Batman vs Superman, he lands on that island. Oh, it's not inhabited. Oh, Jesus, come on. Anyways, people, stop complaining. They're not real people dying. Anyway,
exactly. It's movies.
It's movies. It's not really happening. And how many times in the comic books has shit blown up? That's what we love to see. Anyways, so we get everything started. And then, of course, we already saw that scene where, under ruse, Spider-Man flips in, steals the shield. We see the new costume. Of course, it looks great. It is kind of funny, though, because, the moving eyes are great. I think that's a nice little added effect. I mean, a lot of people are going, oh, they ripped that off Deadpool. I'm like, I think they had that planned already.
Yeah, I think Spider-Man has always done that.
Yeah,
in the comics.
Yes, but the thing is, it's not the same as Deadpool. That's the thing. If you look closely, it looks like it's Stark Tech that is doing that, and it's probably going to be more explained in the Spider-Man movie because it's not like he's just moving with emotions. It's like you hear the noise and stuff like that sometimes too.
Yeah. So these are moving. Yeah.
With Deadpool, it was just straight up. It was just Deadpool. They needed that aspect to show the emotion, which was great. That worked there. This worked here. Yeah, that was great. So then, of course, they're getting all that started, and then there's some banter between him and Stark again. And then Ant-Man is on the shield, and I love when he he grabs the shield, and I believe this is yours, Captain America. The way he said that, because it just shows you like the fanboy aspect. He's trying to impress him and everything. Yeah. So that was just like how he says that. He says So of course the whole scene starts, and it's just glorious. It's just, you can't ask for a better scene in a superhero movie.
Again, with Ant-Man and Spider-Man, those two made that scene go from maybe could have been a little bit too choreography heavy to interspersed with just this really great humor.
It does. Really enjoy it. You needed that. I know. I love it when he has he's all throw this at this, and it was like a truck, and then it blows up, and then he's all, I thought it was a water truck. Sorry. Yeah, it's just those two, like the whole thing was just, it was great seeing that. And then, of course, everybody fighting. We had Black Panther and Cap fighting. We see the scraping of the vibranium on vibranium. Just freaking, that was amazing. Seeing all that. And, of course, Spider-Man, of course, trying to just impress whoever. He chases after Bucky and Falcon. And
does a good job.
He does.
Really.
And he also fucks up too. He's not flawless with it, and he's trying to just be that superhero, but he's also very naive. He sees Bucky's arm, and he goes, "Holy shit, you have a metal arm!"
That was good.
Of course, he gets hit. So he's still a kid and naive, but he's also kicking a lot of ass.
Because even on that scene, he's caught the arm and twisted it round.
So you see his strength. And then,
it's just goes like, you've got a metal arm. That's so cool.
Because he's never. I mean, he's only been. We know that he's been Spider-Man for like 6 months, so he's still naive. He basically at this point he probably hasn't really dealt with anybody who's like superhuman too much. I mean, we don't know. Maybe they'll touch bases with that in the Spider-Man movie. But as far as we know, he's just been fighting crime like normal bad guys,
normal thug hustles.
So now all of a sudden he's like. He gets flown to Germany, and he's clashing with Avengers and the Winter Soldier that I'm sure he's heard of. Like, that's just nuts. A 16-year-old kid just doing that. It's fucking. So I'm glad they captured that, how naive he is, but also he's like, I got to kick some ass too. And it's, what I noticed too. I really like when he's like doing the web slinging. I don't know. I mean, I guess we've seen that in the previous versions, but it just seemed like there was a lot of like when he pulls himself, you see like him just kind of go like he's like really just like jolting, like you saw that.
The first couple he was very rubbery. But
I think what it is like maybe they didn't focus on that too much with the previous movies, and they were still focusing on that naive, like, okay, he's got the webbing, but maybe he hasn't fully mastered it yet, even though he's pretty good at it. But you just kind of see him like when he pulls himself, like his whole body just kind of goes like he's like really trying to do it, as opposed to just like and then just going everywhere. I don't know. There's just something I noticed, little details, which was really cool. I don't know. It's just something I noticed. But and then of course we get a Giant Man cameo, which is cool.
It's great. I love the build up to it. The whole thing is just like I'm trying to think of like a parallel. It feels like I don't know, almost like a 1960s B movie
Right?
You know, where he's absolutely huge and he's just going really slowly.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
You know,
Well, I just like the build up to
I
it when
liked
he's
it a
like
lot.
when he's running and he's all, I got something. He's all, I could do it only for a little bit. He's all, you sure? And he's like, yeah, I've done it. I've done it many times. Actually, I only did it once in a lab and I passed out. And then he's talking about how he might split himself in half. That was pretty funny. So then it happens and everybody's just like, what the fuck? And then he does that little laugh too when he's like all giant and then he's grabbing the War Machine and throws him. Yeah, that was just, I mean, we all kind of figured it was going to happen, but it's just, it was perfect though. It needed to happen. I mean, that just totally made the scene just like go from this is great to holy shit. Now we got Giant Man. We got Iron Man and War Machine flying around him, as well as Spider-Man, and then we got Black Panther chasing after Bucky, and we got Captain intervening with that.
We got Wanda and Vision fighting again, because really that's the only way it can go down.
Exactly, and they did. They paired everything off pretty well.
Yeah,
you know, and then even they had Hawkeye and Black Panther go off. I mean, I love that scene where he shoots 2 arrows and Black Panther just like catches them and then they blow up in his face, but they don't do anything. So Clint's just like, all right. And then he just kind of turns his bow and arrow to another weapon. He's just like, we haven't met yet. And then he tries. That's what I love about Hawkeye is like, he just tries.
Yeah, always tries.
He doesn't fucking care. He has no superpowers. He shoots a bow and arrow. He made that perfectly clear in Avengers 2.
Yeah. What I like about that scene is that when you think of the first Avengers, where he fires the arrow, Loki catches it, smiles, and it explodes and knocks Loki over. With the Black Panther, he's got 2 of them, and it just goes, like, whatever. And it shows the power level.
Exactly, and it's great too because it's like as they're fighting like just like probably like 10, 12 feet from like Giant Man's legs while they're fighting too. So it's just like a crazy scene. And then of course, it's hilarious that they had to throw a Star Wars reference in there. That was a wink, a little bit of a wink. See, that was a perfect kind of wink, you know? That's what I'm saying, because Disney, of course, owns Star Wars, and they did the whole like, you know, when Spider-Man's like, "Hey, did you guys see that really old movie?" And it says Empire. Yeah, it's called Empire Strikes Back, and then of course, like, Rhodes is like, "How old is this kid?" He's like, "I didn't carbon date him. He's on the young side." You know. And then he starts doing the webbing around the legs, and they're like, "Oh, I see where he's getting at." But that was fucking awesome. Like,
that was everybody in the cinema laughed.
Yes,
it was great.
Same with mine. It was just everybody started like laughing about that, and it worked too. And then of course they knock him down, and then even Spider-Man was again showing that fanboy and being naive result. That was awesome, and he does a thumbs up as he's flinging through the air, and then he gets hit by something and gets knocked over, you know, and then Ant-Man goes back to normal size, and then he opens. I still don't get the whole, because he opens up his mask and he goes, "Does anybody have any orange slices?" I mean, I just laughed because that was super random. What the fuck was he talking about?
Well, I think it's some sort of sports ball reference.
Probably. Maybe he's like dehydrated or something.
Yeah, I mean, don't they normally have oranges?
Maybe. I guess so. Maybe he's just dehydrated. Maybe the being all giant like fucks with his system or something. I don't know.
Is anybody out there?
I just laughed at it because it was so random. Yeah, and the way he said it, he was just like, "Hey, anybody have any orange slices?" Yeah.
I don't know.
But yeah, that whole scene was it was magical. It was pure nerd magic. I mean, I say that is the best scene that's ever been in a superhero movie. Yeah, just seeing. I mean, everybody loves to watch. For some reason, we can't get enough of just our heroes like fighting each other. You know, as much as like they're supposed to be fighting other people, we just love it when they fight each other.
Because we know that they are specifically designed to be equal.
Yeah.
So we know that the fight we technically could go on and on and on and on, and nobody would ever win it because we've balanced our heroes in that way. You know, like the problem with supervillains is that they tend to always be slightly weaker. Otherwise, the superheroes couldn't beat them.
That's true.
But we know that our superheroes are always just ridiculously OP. You know, you can understand why Thor and the Hulk weren't in this.
Yeah. Oh yeah, definitely.
know,
And they're
because
gonna be in their own thing, which is great.
yeah, but like you can see why, because it just
Oh yeah, it would be
imagine how difficult that airport scene would have been
with
with
a
the Hulk
Hulk and
rampage.
Thor. Yeah, those two are
Yeah,
like basically unstoppable almost.
yeah,
You got a
and especially
demigod
as
and a fucking
I think they'd both be on Cap's side.
yeah. Well, she
So
even
then
says
what?
that. Natasha says that too. Like when Tony like asks us all, yeah, we could use a Hulk right about now. And he's all, any word on that? And she goes like, no, but would he be on our side? You know?
Yeah,
And it's true. Hulk would
yeah,
not be on their side, and who knows, Thor
no.
probably wouldn't either.
Well, no, Thor
Would
wouldn't
it be
accept.
Thor?
Thor wouldn't accept regulation of an
No,
earthly body.
because he's a
That's
fucking
God.
yeah. But
Yeah.
so like yeah, so it worked. The fact that they both weren't in there, and then I love the fact that they're both going to be in Thor Ragnarok.
Yeah, yeah, and it looks like it's going to have a Planet Hulk thing.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Can't
They
wait
said that.
for
They said it's going to have like it's going to have that kind of. See, that's what I would telling people too. Especially my videos. I love how these movies. It's like people complain that maybe, oh yeah, Civil War wasn't like Civil War. It's like, well, it can't be. They're referencing, just like Batman vs Superman was referencing The Dark Knight Returns, and Death of Superman. It's referencing, just like Civil War was referencing Civil War. It wasn't exactly Civil War, not it was different in there because it was a shit ton of superheroes.
Yeah, yeah, and the one of the very first things that happens in the Civil War comics that sets the whole thing off is the unmasking of Spider-Man.
Yeah,
they didn't do that,
and they can't do that. Let's introduce a new Spider-Man and unmask him. No, they're not going to do that. And that's and then and the same thing with like Wolverine 3 is supposedly going to reference Old Man Logan. It's not going to be totally like it.
No.
But
he's got the Old Man Logan beard.
Yes. He's gonna. It's gonna take place in the future. He's gonna be older, but I don't think it's gonna be exact. He's not gonna be like full on silver hair and silver beard. He's gonna have a frosty beard and hair, kind of like what we saw almost in Days of Future Past. So I love how they're just referencing. They're just taking elements that we love about those stories, putting them in there. I mean, it was a treat seeing Batman and Superman fight and seeing in that fucking armor from Frank Miller's vision. I mean, Jesus Christ. I mean, people that were complaining that the fight was too short in that movie, I'm like, Jesus Christ, how? They were fighting. We saw Batman in armored fucking.
And I've got the same. I have the same feeling about Planet Hulk. I can't wait to see Hulk in his Centurion armor. It's such a good and if you I don't know because it seems like obviously if you're following the Film Junkie, you're probably a comic book movie fan, but not necessarily a comic book fan. But if you've not read the Planet Hulk graphic novels, you absolutely should. They're so good. Like he's stuck with the Hulk. He doesn't get to be.
He's not Banner. He's Hulk the whole time.
And because he's Hulk the whole time, some of the Banner intellect comes back, and he starts being able to think a little bit better
and talk.
He's he's such a good character. It's badass, man.
Yeah. Planet Hulk is freaking nutty. I don't know if they'll ever. I mean, World War Hulk is a pretty intense movie. I don't know if they'd ever, if they might go towards that. That'd be interesting too, because
don't know.
I mean, you never know, man. Infinity War Part 1 and Part 2, maybe it'll have something to do. They'll pull elements from that. Hulk coming back.
We could see a Guardians cross.
Yeah,
for Ragnarok. We could see a Guardian.
See, now you just gave me goosebumps, man.
Well, it could be Drax. It could be Drax. Is it Drax or Drax? Drax,
yeah.
It could easily be Drax on that planet.
Could be.
But there's no reason why not.
There could be some kind of reference. I mean, it's out in the cosmos. Thor Ragnarok is not going to take place on Earth, which I love.
Yeah, none of it.
Yeah, none of it's going to take place. I mean, they're going to have elements of the Thor Ragnarok story as well as Planet Hulk. I mean, what I heard was Thor and Hulk get banished to this planet that has a bunch of gladiator games that is run by the Grandmaster, which is going to be played by Jeff Goldblum, which is an excellent choice. We love Jeff.
Yes.
So it's going to have those. So we're going to also see Thor basically in that kind of arena, Planet Hulk, pretty much. So we're going to see, and apparently he's going to have like a shaved head. That's what I heard. Yeah, they're gonna shave off those Goldilocks, man. So we're gonna see a Thor also broken down, probably in some armor too, fucking.
Can he have Mjolnir? Like, can he be? I don't know. Could you put him in something like this and still have him with Mjolnir? Like, because he kicked people's ass.
Oh yeah, I don't know. Maybe he won't have his hammer.
Yeah, Mjolnir's his hammer.
Oh, okay, that's what I was like. What are you talking about? Are you making up words? Yeah, okay. That you know what? How much you want to bet? How much you want to bet? If he's getting banished to this planet, yeah, he's not gonna have his hammer, but the hammer is there somewhere on that planet. That's probably what they're gonna do. Yeah. You know, so he's got to fight to get his hammer back.
Mm-hmm. In the original Planet Hulk storyline, it was the Silver Surfer who was the guy they had to fight.
That's right.
He was captured, and they had him using his surfboard as a shield.
So obviously they can't use that. So maybe they'll intertwine that with. That's going to be interesting. Yeah. Well. Okay. Anyways, back to Civil War.
Oh yeah, the thing we were actually talking about.
Yeah. We're already talking about future events here.
Yeah. Beta Ray Bill was in the television show, Nate. One of our listeners is just saying Beta Ray Bill.
Oh yeah.
Beta Ray Bill was in the cartoon. You can say no, but I'm the one who's right. Don't you tell me I'm wrong. I'm the one with the headset on the talking, buddy.
Yeah, there you go. Don't fuck with them. Soccer moms and orange slices. So that has their reference to soccer moms, maybe?
Oh, could be.
Yeah, I mean, after the soccer game, you give the kids orange slices, I guess. Anyway, so the fight ends. Natasha does a little flip-floppy thing where she basically paralyzes a little bit Black Panther. And from getting to Bucky, they escape, of course. And then Tony film. Well, yeah. Then we get that scene where they're chasing the plane, the jet. And Vision, distracted. Man's already getting distracted by chicks. Because that's what happens though. He does. His love that is growing for Wanda. He shoots his little laser to get Falcon out of the way. Falcon does a great little maneuver and it hits War Machine. He just
turns his things off.
And then he just hits War Machine right in the power source.
Yeah.
And I was like, is this gonna be it? Are we gonna get a death? No, we didn't get a death.
And it was great because who was it trying to get to him? Was it the Vision? And Iron Man. No, it was Falcon and Iron Man, weren't they? Just
like trying to oh shit, even Falcon was like, holy shit.
Yeah.
But he lands and then, of course Tony is like right there. He finds out he's still got a heartbeat. And I love too how Falcon's like, I'm sorry. And then Tony's just like, fuck you. And he just does his pulse thing and just knocks him over. And then Vision comes and he's just like totally just like, I don't know what happened and blah blah blah. And it's like, it's love, dude. It's cloud your brain. Yeah.
Yeah. And did anybody speak? Was there wasn't a make Iron Man have a boyfriend thing with that, was there? I mean, it's okay for guys to love guys as guys
without being gay. But that's just the way it is, man. I don't know. Yeah, some articles out there are just like, it's like. Let's not try to change 70 years of mythology. Let's, like I said, there are gay characters. There's a lot of gay characters within these comic books.
But I really liked
campaign for one of them.
Yeah, I really liked how he does legs, like prosthetic legs, not prosthetic legs, but powered legs to help him, walk
to help him do the therapy and everything. Yeah, that's great. Yeah, and then of course, so Tony is feeling guilty of what he's done, and then of course as normal Tony ends up going to that little prison that they have out in the middle of the ocean, where all the guys are held captive, or Hawkeye, Ant-Man, Falcon, they're all captive there. And then of course he just wants to find out where Cap is, which is cool. And then they show up to that base where all the other Winter Soldiers are. So that was kind of cool too, because it was kind of like, okay, Zemo, that's what his plan is. He's going to release all the other Winter Soldiers and wreak havoc. But no, that's not what he was doing at all. When they show up, it's like they're all dead. He just fucking shot them all.
He's already just killed them.
Like, oh, what the? And then as soon as like they start playing that footage, that's where you're like, there it is. Yeah, you start going, oh, you start piecing it together. And sure enough, yeah, you kill someone's mom, you're gonna see red.
Yeah, I mean, like, with all the best will in the world, there's not, like, you don't expect Iron Man to go, you know what, it's okay.
It's okay. It's okay.
You know?
And a lot of people are like, well, yeah, he should have known that he was mind controlled. It's like, come on.
Yeah, but it still doesn't matter.
It doesn't. Okay, first off, you have a guilt-ridden Tony Stark, okay, already. His friend almost fucking died.
Yeah.
During a
and he's
battle.
never been the most stable fuck anyway, is he?
No. Yeah, and then he just battled a bunch, you know, there was a clashing of the Avengers, you know, which he's helped start. There's a clashing of the Avengers. He's gotten his ass kicked. I mean, his arm was in a sling. He's fucked up. And then all of a sudden as he's trying to like make everything good, he finds out that Bucky killed his mom. Yeah. His mind's done. That's all he saw was red. He was like, fuck this guy. I'm done. Cap was going to get in the way. This is where Civil War really showed right here, because nobody was holding back their punches. Nobody was just trying to like, hey, it's just trying to stop somebody. No, this is where everybody was trying to fuck everybody. You know, and that's where people fail to see. It's like, you know, Tony was going after Bucky with like, hey, I'm killing
everything he had.
And if Cap, if you're getting in my way, you're gonna die too. Yeah. And then Cap is like, hey, you got to go through me first, kind of thing, almost. You know, I'm not letting you kill my fucking best friend. So this is where we saw like, and you almost thought like, is one of these guys gonna die? Like I almost thought like, for a minute, I was like, one of these guys gonna fucking like die or come close to dying. I mean, even like Cap, when he finally has Tony on the ground, he takes his shield and he raises it up.
Yeah, it looks like he's gonna have him.
Yeah, like it's like you're like, and then he just stabs it right in the power source to disable him, which is like, all right, cool. And but yeah, that was just
well. The thing is, like Tony still could have died from that, because his isn't like Rhodey's. His is the thing that keeps him alive, because
he got it removed in Iron Man 3 though. Remember?
Yes, but only very briefly, because I don't. But like the story is that he has shrapnel heading towards his heart, and the power source is what powers the magnets that keep it away.
It away. But I think that's what the end of Iron Man 3 was saying, that they got rid of that. But I don't know if they put it back. Probably not. I don't know. But yeah, it's just like, it's great that they ended it like that. And then even Tony like was still talking shit. I mean, he's bloodied up. They're both bloodied up. And I was like, yes, that's what I wanted to see, is like them fucked up. And of course they reference back to the original Captain America, when, you know, Captain's all fucked up and then he just gets up and he's got the fist up and he's like, I could do this all day, which is referencing back when he was a scrawny little fuck getting beat up by a bully, and he says the same thing, which I love that they did that. I mean, it's just little.
And Bucky saved him then too.
Yeah, and but this time he's saving Bucky, you know, and that's what's so great. But and I love how they do that, you know, and that's just good writing right there, I think.
And the choreography.
God, when they're like tossing the fucking shield back and forth, good lord, man! I'm like, that was, and it was all one shot, just like they're all doing. I'm like, how did they do that? Because obviously Iron Man was CGI. I mean, that, of course, they probably just did maybe some motion capture thing, but Jesus Christ, that was just
Iron Man's there. He's just, obviously the things aren't firing out of him, but you know, like he's there. I think, if I remember correctly, he's in mocap suit, apart from the hands, which are
there's a lot of CGI. I mean, Tom Holland really wasn't in the costume hardly at all. Like during that whole sequence, you could tell too that he was pretty much all CGI. That whole airport sequence was like a bunch of CGI. I remember I saw the before and after. They basically, the before was just Scarlett Johansson walking by herself, green screens. And then you see the after, and it's everybody walking. So Black Panther, Iron Man, War Machine, and Spider-Man were not there. They were all
not there. It's just her on her own.
Yeah, pretty much. So I mean, there was a lot of like that, and some people were. I mean, I even noticed that too. Like some of the TV spots, I was like, but it didn't look that bad at all in the movie. I was like, man, Spider-Man's looking kind of rubbery every time we see him. I'm hoping that it's not, but it actually worked. It worked out well. But
yeah.
But I love that.
Yeah, sometimes they're a little bit elasticy.
Yeah, you can see it. You can see it,
but not. Yeah, Civil War did a good job. Like you say, when you see him go, when he's attached a rope and gone, and jerked forward. That's a new thing. Like the original Spider-Mans couldn't do it. That's what I was saying. The original Spider-Mans couldn't do it because they couldn't get elbows to bend right. They just seemed to curve instead of bend. So
everything's gotten better, and I love the little details. But so we get to the end. I mean, of course they
Captain America drops his shield.
Yeah, but I mean, we also got that epic part too, where Tony just right to Captain's shield, which of course is referencing the comic, the cover of Civil War, essentially, of the book, which of course they had to do, and it's just like that just gives me goosebumps right there. And then Tony says you don't deserve to carry that shield or blah blah blah, because he talks about how his father gave him that shield, which is cool because of obviously what happened. And then Cap just drops it. He just drops the shield. He says, "Fuck, well, I'm fine. Fuck you."
Well, he's got to that point.
Yeah.
They
It's
not important anymore.
It seems like, and that's what you take away from it. It's like both of them have reached their points of they're just like, I'm fucking done with this shit. This whole thing is just it's over. It's done. And
he's not fighting for the same things anymore. Captain, the thing with modern Captain America, and it's the same with Superman with Truth, Justice, and the American Way. And the American Way is not referenced in the same way anymore. It's because we want our heroes to be more than just fighting for a country. We want them to be fighting for the planet. And I think one of the things with Captain America dropping the shield is that symbol of, I'm not just here to play games for one country anymore. I'm here to help the world survive,
Exactly.
No, I really like that symbolism.
Yeah, no, that worked. And then, of course, we go back to Rhodes, who's, doing physical therapy. And then we get our lovely cameo from the man himself, Stan Lee. Mm-hmm. Great little cameo, being the delivery guy, Tony, looking for Tony Stank.
Yeah.
That was funny. And then, of course,
Rhodey's just that's not going away. This is Tony Stank.
Yeah. Then
this is Tony Stank.
Table for Tony Stank, right next to the bathroom. Yeah, that worked. That was a perfect little. I was wondering too. I was like, wait, we haven't seen Stan Lee yet. Perfect.
Yeah.
Perfect right there. He just pops out of nowhere. I love it. Mm-hmm. So then, and then of course we get Steve writes a letter to Tony, letting him know hey, basically hey, I understand you. Hopefully you understand me. I hope we could be friends in the future, but right now, I'm doing my thing. You do your thing. And of course, he breaks everybody out of that prison without a shield too. Wonder what he's doing without that shield. Guess he's just kicking ass. People. Yeah, just kicking and punching.
Yeah. Well, the Nerdist did worked out the math of him curling that helicopter. You know that scene?
Yeah.
Him curling that helicopter, and he would have had to have been 10 times stronger than a normal man to be able to,
which we assume
curl a helicopter. So, shield or otherwise, he is 10 times as strong as any
shield. The shield is just
He'll be all right.
The shield is just like Batman's batarangs,
Yeah, exactly.
It's something to throw at somebody that's far away.
He's still Batman at the end of the day.
Exactly. And Captain America is still superhuman. And I love how Spider-Man referenced that shield doesn't obey the laws of physics at all. I love how they stabbed at that too. It's like, it's good. Yeah,
because he's
good
like,
ding, 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 exactly. All that doesn't obey the laws of physics whatsoever. But we got that. He busts everybody out, and then that's pretty much it for the initial story. Then of course we get the first secret scene, which Bucky's just gonna go back under ice because he doesn't trust his brain, which you can make sense. But what's cool about it is he's doing it in Wakanda. So then it begs the question: will he be?
Oh, he's getting a vibranium arm, man. He's getting a vibranium arm.
Vibranium arm. There you go. And I have a feeling Well, I heard that Sebastian Stan was like, he signed a contract for like 9 Marvel movies. So
Nice.
you better believe he's going to be in Black Panther.
Yeah.
Maybe not a huge role, but he's going to be in there somewhere. So that's cool. So he'll be in Black Panther, which will make like his 3rd movie. So he's still got plenty more movies to go. I think he
could end up being the new Captain America.
He might,
because Chris Evans is only up to Infinity War.
Well, he did say that he'd want to play Captain America as long as he can. Apparently, recently he said that.
Oh, really?
But you never know. They could do some kind of storyline. But I mean, they kind of almost foreshadowed it in Winter Soldier when there was like a part where like he's holding the shield and he's holding it just like Captain America, and they kind of do like this pullback shot, and you're like, is that foreshadowing? Possibly.
That's it. But then Falcon could also be Captain America.
You got 2 people that have taken over Captain America. You never know.
Yeah.
So then we got that scene, Wakanda, which looks great. You see that big statue out there. That Panther statue, whatever. That's cool.
All of that looks good.
That makes you look forward to Black Panther. And then, of course, we get the Spider-Man secret scene, which he's got built into his web shooters. I guess Tony Stark just like put like this little Spider-Man signal thing.
Yeah.
Which was cool. But then we get more of that dynamic with him and Aunt May, where he's talking about he got in a fight,
with a guy from Brooklyn.
Yeah, with a guy from Brooklyn. And then she's all, what's his name? He's all Steve something, And she comes in and she goes like, and this is what's cool. She's like that cool aunt because she's not like totally like, you're grounded for doing that, blah, blah, blah. She actually asked him like, I hope you got some good shots in, She's hoping that he's fighting back.
Sticking up for himself,
and then giving him some ice, and then she's like, okay, tough guy, She's kind of like, all right, you handled yourself. You're not dead. I'm giving you that.
But be careful. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So we're seeing that dynamic where she's a cool aunt. She's not over possessive or over anything, but she's gonna keep an eye on him and be like, all right, let's see what's going on with you.
Homecoming looks really good. I'm really looking forward to it. I gotta say.
Wait a minute. No. Okay.
What?
No, somebody just. Mr.
Brie Larson.
Yeah, she hasn't been announced. She's in talks still. Okay. It's been talked about it just got released
Who's Brie Larson?
Brie Larson. She was in Scott Pilgrim vs. the World. She played his ex, the girlfriend. Remember the chick, the singer chick?
Okay. Yeah.
She just won an Academy Award for The Room. Didn't you watch The Room?
The Room. God,
yes,
I love that room.
She's the mom. She's the mom.
Yeah. Okay, yeah.
So she's apparently a front runner for Captain Marvel. So
she'd make a good Captain Marvel.
She would. She definitely would. So yeah, he's just saying that it got announced. No, it's not announced yet. She's just apparently she's a front runner to play it. Yeah. And I think that'd be an excellent choice, honestly.
I'm really looking forward to a female-led. I mean, I'm looking forward to Wonder Woman more than I think I'm looking forward to Captain Marvel.
Because Wonder Woman. Well, that's what I said too.
She's great.
I made a video about why Black Widow doesn't need a movie quite yet because it just doesn't fit yet. I think there will eventually be a movie. And of course, I got people hating on me because they didn't even watch the video. They were just like, "Oh, you don't fucking want." I'm just like, watch the video. Listen to what I have to say first. I want a Black Widow movie too.
Yeah,
it just doesn't fit in the movies yet. And then I think people don't realize. I think people just really want that female-led Marvel superhero movie. It's like, okay, well, that's coming. I think people forgot that. Hey, Captain America Marvel is coming out. And she actually has superpowers. But the thing is, she's not mainstream as much as Wonder Woman. That's what it is.
No.
And everybody knows who Wonder Woman is.
Yeah. And I've always enjoyed Wonder Woman as a character, because she's DC's Thor.
Yeah.
She's
had her own TV show before.
She's just a badass, man.
She is.
But I mean, I agreed with you. Black Widow absolutely could have, even if it wasn't a standalone, it was Black Widow and Hawkeye doing James Bond style.
Yes, and that's exactly the way it should be. That's the way it should be. Let's show what happened in Budapest when they talked about that in the first Avengers movie. Let's have some Nick Fury in there too. Let's have some.
Let's make it a S.H.I.E.L.D. story.
Yeah. You know what? I even mentioned like, it would, because I was actually talking to my buddy who owns a comic book shop right down the street. We were talking about that, and he said, you know what? It would be great if her story would like actually played out like with a 12-episode Netflix series. And I'm like, that would be amazing, but I don't think that will happen. But
I don't know I don't think Netflix could pay Scarlett Johansson enough money.
Yeah, she's a hot commodity. So.
Yeah.
But I mean, it would be awesome though. I mean, there could be an awesome story that play out with her, Hawkeye, and whoever else. Invite in some other people. Invite in Agent 13.
That's it. Yeah, the non-superpowered people.
Exactly. And that's what my video was about. It's like it doesn't fit because they have a big story that's expanding the universe that's going to lead to Infinity War. After in Phase 4. That's probably when we're going to get it. But right now, let's look forward to Captain Marvel, Black Panther, Spider-Man.
Are we getting Doctor Strange
this year?
We're getting Doctor Strange before Infinity War.
Oh, yeah. We're getting Doctor Strange this year in November.
I'm really looking forward to seeing Doctor Strange and Scarlet Witch.
It's going to take it to a whole new level right there, man.
Because Scarlet Witch's powers are not magic, but are very magical in their feel.
Right.
Whereas Doctor Strange's powers come from the magic, which we haven't seen in Marvel yet.
It's true. And we're going to see that. So we're going to see. Really good fun. I mean, with Ant-Man, they touch bases with the whole like dimensions and stuff, and that's going to be even further explored with Doctor Strange. So
I'm really looking forward to it. I'm really looking forward to Doctor Strange and Tony Stark meeting and comparing beards.
Exactly.
And they were one of the best bits of the comics.
And they both played Sherlock. I want somebody to make that joke, that no shit Sherlock joke, and then they just look at each other like, it would just be fun. I want that to happen.
I think Benedict's got an American accent in it. I'm not sure I like that.
Well, I mean, Stephen Strange is American, though. That's the thing.
Yeah, I know, but Benedict's got such a lovely British accent.
He does.
It'd be a waste.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see what happens. I mean, he's still got that voice. So what the hell? Oh, sorry. I just saw something on my Twitter feed. Anyways, well, that's pretty much it when it comes to Captain America: Civil War. We both.
It's a little bit longer. It's a little bit longer than we normally want to aim for. It's good.
But that's what we do. I mean, Batman vs Superman, we were talking about that for almost 2 hours. So
that's true. And we completely forgot to record this on Audacity.
Yeah,
so,
we did. So I guess you could post this video on the site if you want.
That's exactly what I'll do.
Yeah, because it'll be saved on my shit. So I know. Like 10 minutes into it, I was like, oh, but I didn't want to say anything.
Yeah, no, it was. That's what I thought. I've got this new cat called Connor McCat of the Clan McCat. Did I mention?
I've seen your pictures with your new.
Yeah, so he's a little shit. He keeps scratching my leg because he thinks I've been standing still long enough. He now thinks I'm a scratching post.
Oh, that's good. And you got those hairy legs.
Animal. Yeah. So we called him Connor McCat of the Clan McCat because Highlander. There can be only one.
Sense. There can only be one, right? All right. Well, that is our Captain America spoilery chatness that we have going on. And
hope you enjoyed it.
Yeah, we always have fun doing those. James still has not seen X-Men Apocalypse, so we can't really talk about that. I did, of course. I still got to do my spoiler review on that.
Turns out that the drive-in just up the road from me, like maybe a week or two after things come out, has double bills. Last week it had a Civil War Jungle Book double bill. Nice. For $5. You could just go and watch both movies. So when X-Men hits it next week, I'll go and watch
Jungle Book.
No, I didn't manage to do it. We didn't manage
you got to watch that. You'll love it. You'll love it. Take Josh. He'll love it.
Yeah,
it's just
a
phenomenal movie.
I think next time we get together, it probably won't be after a major movie, but we can talk
a little bit
stuff that we've heard on, and people can ask us questions about like local news, not like what's happening in LA, but like news about that week.
Yeah, there you go.
All your videos.
Absolutely. So there you go, guys. appreciate you guys watching, and anybody who's watching this in the future, hopefully you enjoyed yourself.
Hello, future people.
Yes, that's always good. What's up, Pablo? Pablo showed up. He's always
nice.
That guy always likes to talk to us. He's a cool guy.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Ant-Man and Spidey stole the show. You're absolutely right,
he
mate.
definitely did, yeah, and Black Panther too, when he showed up as well. So
yeah.
All right, guys. Well, on behalf of me and James Bricknell, we appreciate you guys clicking in. Talk to you guys, or should we do our little sign-off thing?
Oh, in the immortal words of Robin Williams.
Your move, Chief. There you go. All right, guys. See ya.